Welcome everyone to the very infamous MSL Code S Grand Finals. Here we are on Accolon Wastes with the match, of course, between the red Terran player in the upper left-hand corner of the map, pyrO, and his blue Zerg opponent down here in the bottom right-hand corner, SilverSnyper. So with me tonight, I don't just have my empty room, I actually have a co-commentator with me. I'd like to present to all of the wonderful YouTube audience out there, my good friend Nibbling. So say hello, Nibbling.
Hello world, and thank you for having me, Logan.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm really excited to be here on these grand finals, such an auspicious beginning. And, you know, it's really kind of fun to be here and get to play off of things. The first time Nibbling and I actually commentated together was in the SC2 for Life Silver and Bronze League tournament, but it was the live grand finals. It was really entertaining. We had pizza, we had, you know, a live audience, and everything went really awesome. This time it's a little bit different. We're now doing things a few thousand miles apart, but it doesn't make it any less fun, as we're both nerds that really love to actually just talk about StarCraft in our free time. So let's see. Yeah. So I'm gonna have you do the map intro. How do you feel about that, Nibbling?
Well, I feel pretty good. This is a fun map that you don't quite get as much cheesing on just because of the land distance. Like, for example, our Zerg player is to 14 supply, and we're not seeing the pool go down. In fact, we're seeing a natural expansion. So no Ling Rush. The narrow ramp on the main lends itself to one base violence for the Terran player, especially where the Snatchel has a super wide ramp that's hard to defend the first several minutes.
You know,
and it appears we're already getting that way. Double barracks going down with the drone inside.
That's actually, I totally was a little bit fooled by this. At first I looked up and I thought, man, that barracks is really kind of in an awkward position. It turns out that's not a barracks, that's a command center. He went command center first and then racks. So it's really interesting, you know, actually utilizing one of the things that you mentioned is the fact that this map has actually pretty long rush distances by land and by air. His opponent went 14 hatch and 14 pool, and so without scouting that, in fact, I don't think pyrO has any vision of his opponent. He went CC first, so, and then had his gas stolen by a really ugly drone.
Yeah, the proxy extractor, that's a new play for me. I like that.
It is quite entertaining, if not anything else. So usually you'll end up seeing a proxy extractor, or it's usually just called this, you're blocking their gas. What it does is it gives them a little bit of vision. So they have a little bit of vision in the main base, which gives them obviously some visibility in terms of what the units that are popping out are and what tech is going down. But generally you see that a lot more when there's things like like you're trying to prevent tech play. So if this person was going to be going for, you know, two-port Banshee, blocking this gas and stealing that gas, it's totally devastating. Yeah. However, with pyrO here opening up with a fast command center, I really don't feel like this is going to slow him down, if any. So it's an excellent move. I just don't know if it was really the greatest idea. So.
Well, it definitely gave him some intro. I mean, he got to see the orbital go down, as if that's any real surprise. And it diverts the first Marines from coming down into his completely naked natural, which now has a queen. So actually, maybe that's all he wanted.
You know, it's exactly true. You know, having those units there, you have to be able to take out that gas geyser, that extractor at some point in time. So really, yeah, you get not only to know how many Marines they have on the map out of that one barracks, because if there's only one Marine shooting at it for a while, you know that they probably threw down an add-on, such as a reactor. So it does give you some additional information. I just don't know if it's quite as effective as maybe, you know, SilverSnyper was really wanting. I do want to point out, though, he's got... SilverSnyper is now starting to grab gas geysers. He does have 4 queens, I do believe, on the map right now. Yeah, it's a 4-queen opening.
He does.
So I don't know if you've been watching the WCS tournament. Yeah, that's exactly. This is Scarlet's famous opening. or very similar. Yeah, there goes the additional gas geysers. There goes the extractor wall in. Trying to stay very safe against the potential number of Hellions, as we do see a reactor factory here. So trying to wall in and make it a lot harder for those Hellions to harass. But this number of queens...
Well, we'll find out momentarily.
Yeah, as we see there, we have them being pretty active out on the map, checking out the APM. Both players pretty high. You know, it's been something I've been wondering about recently. I don't know if you noticed this, Nibbling, but I do believe they changed the APM metrics yet again on us.
Oh, for sure. I thought I was handicapped the last time I played StarCraft, and then I played a few more games and realized that they must have done something.
Yep, that's basically exactly how it worked for me as well. Ooh, the queens lifting up their skirts and ugly putting down creep tumors. But I think
that is a really good wall against these.
Yeah, with the queens here are going to be a physical wall, so not just this wall in here with some queens here to help defend. That's an actual, the units won't be able to run by, which is going to make a huge difference, as so many Zerg players lose lots to these Hellions early on in the game.
It's true, and without motion, Hellions are pretty much worthless against the wall.
You know, that's exactly right. One other thing I want to point out is that pyrO went for another quick command center, so he is at a 3cc before 9 minutes. In fact, that one's already an orbital command, so somehow I already missed that. And do you see anything of note going on in that main base?
Well, you know, 6 racks.
Yeah, so it looks like production's going to be kicking in hardcore for pyrO. Here, he does have that wall off. I was going to say it's a little bit odd to see a Terran player this passive this early in the game, specifically after they open with 1 racks and then a factory with the reactor. However, now with this in mind, it's exactly because of the fact that he went 3cc and now all his infrastructure is just barely starting to come online.
Ooh, and they did this. He did find the third with the Hellions. Poor timing. We want to see a cancel there.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see it go is...
Of course, it might take forever there. Holy crap.
Yeah, turns out it almost builds at the rate that they kill it. I think it will get canceled, but I think he's actually going to use that to distract him. He's going to wait until the very last second to cancel. And, yeah, it's keeping those units there. He knows exactly where they are, and now these roaches are going to be able to swing in.
Oh.
He needs to split them up. He needs to get a good surround. Oh, no. Are they going to be able to escape? No. They
in the minerals.
A few look like they might escape. No, I think they're all going to be chased down. Oh, excellent move. So, getting out of a sticky situation.
Keep it.
Yeah, excellent move there.
Good.
Army supply is vastly...
Queens, they'll probably be fine.
Yeah, it's really interesting he decided not to cancel that, but I guess wanting to keep the that base up and running for the longest period of time is actually really important. The worker count is actually in favor of pyrO. Just wanted to point that out. The Zerg has been on 2 base versus a 3 base Terran, so this is going to be a really heavy-duty attack, and there's no SCVs there to repair. The bunker goes down immediately, and it looks like we have roaches in the natural.
Ooh. Oh, snap.
So, excellent defense there so far. The SCV is taking a lot of damage, but they're allowing those Marines to stay alive and continue doing huge DPS with Stim. So now the SCVs are getting pulled back, and it looks like SilverSnyper is a little bit hesitant to move into that kind of narrow choke against even this small number of bio units.
Well, the small number doesn't decrement very quickly when you have 11 barracks. Of course, there's only 3 of them producing, which I think might be a flaw here, especially with so many reactors. It's like, really? We should be seeing no energy on these orbitals. I mean, there could be a good 4 mules down right now. It might help to sway this balance.
I do believe, actually, it looks like he's going to push him back a little bit for right now, and it was really those reinforcements that did it for him. But I felt like that last engagement was a really bad choice in terms of positioning. Oh, and this is going to be devastating, actually. I know this is one of your favorite things.
Burrowed roach. It is one of my favorite things.
So the reason this is a big deal is now all these roaches are full health again, and these units are not because there's only 1 medevac, and now there's no concave. The roaches here getting a huge concave on the retreating forces, and it looks like he's going to have a really hard time holding this. There is, in fact, an overseer here to see those 2 widow mines that are kind of tucked away in back. But right now, those widow mines are not in a position to do very much damage, if any.
Oh, the mules. Sad day.
Oh, the mules.
Ouch.
That second
And
base...
idle SCVs at the third. That just hurts.
It does, and I really don't like his decision to move down right here. I think this is going to be the end of all of his units. The giant concave, he could have defended up here at the top, but I feel like pyrO kind of decided that that was probably going to be an unwinnable situation with all those roaches. Looking at the army count, 2,800 to 800 in terms of resources. And this is really what can kind of end up happening when you go for a really greedy play, and then you start not having super amazing defenses.
It's true. I mean, the 400 that went into the third command center, for example, I mean, it didn't actually do anything. You have 3 SCVs sitting there, so that's another 150. And then the orbital command to make it was another 150. So you're talking 700 minerals there. They could have easily been, even, heck, a planetary fortress right there.
It's true. It could have been right here in the front.
And that would have...
Yeah, that would have changed the flow of the game completely. So overall, I feel like pyrO did a good job with his initial defense, although I feel like it was actually just SilverSnyper really just macroing pretty hard. He saw the opening in terms of he scouted the fact that his opponent was going a little bit greedier than perhaps SilverSnyper felt that he should have, and he decided to just do a really big low-tech push, and that clearly worked out for him.
It's true. That and the combination of the wall on the natural and the brilliant timing play saving the third. I think that was a bouncing point right there by itself. I didn't have the faith. I thought that was a goner, so I think that was really what showed some skill there on that player.
Awesome. So exciting game one. Remember, this is a best of 5, so we're going to be right back to you here in just a moment with game 2 between pyrO